Hey, welcome. I just bought myself this bad boy. Is now a good time for you to do likewise? I hope this video helps you decide. Let's be clear, what I really wanted was a Ciari Ascender. And when I say Ciari, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's C-I-A-R-I, a Ciari Ascender. If you haven't heard of those, then I encourage you to look them up. I mean, they are guitar porn. And if there was one for sale in the UK, to be perfectly honest with you, I probably would have had it. However, to get one imported from the States, they're $1,500. Import tax, various import tax and duties of about 30+%, I think. It would have been around 2k, and I just can't justify it. If I was making money as a traveling guitarist, then I could probably justify it. But the truth is, I make my money from home, and when I'm traveling, I just need something for fun. Maybe busking with some friends or people I meet while I'm traveling, maybe even playing in a bar just in a corner. But, you know, I'm not going to be making any money at it. So I settled for my second choice, which is this, the Donner Hush X. There's some really comprehensive reviews out there, and I've probably watched them all, to be perfectly honest. So I'm not doing unboxing, I'm not telling you about the tuner and the lead and the earplugs. All, you know, you get a lot of things with it, and that's great, and that's not what I'm focused upon. What I'm focusing upon is the sound of it unplugged and reasons why I purchased it, which at the end of the day, number one is the cost. Now, if you look up, just go Google and say Donner Hush X, how much? On an immediate, it apparently looks like around £280. But actually, you can get, I got this for 240. So that's one of the things I really want to share. Well, less than 240. I don't know, but I think what's going on is Donner have now produced their latest Hush model, which is the Hush X Pro, and it's got built-in effects. It's got reverbs and other effects. I don't need those because I play through a Katana Go headphone amp. And I suspect what Donner are doing is they just want to shift most of their old stock, which I guess this now is in the face of the Hush X Pro. So number one thing is, if you're considering a travel guitar and you're considering specifically a Donner, then I think what you need to decide is, do I want the internal effects? I'm not quite sure how much a Hush X Pro is, because something that you might want to weigh up, if like me you do want effects, you might want to go, oh, actually I'll get a Katana Go, which is what I've done, which is about 125 quid, and a Hush X, which together comes to about 380. And I suspect, I'm not too sure, but I suspect that's round about what you're going to pay for a Hush X Pro. So I don't know. It's a bit swings and roundabouts, I guess. But certainly for me, 240 quid for a decent instrument when I've already got the Katana Go for all my effects, that hits the mark for me, and I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an output straight from the headphone out and spend a bit of time letting you listen to what that sounds like. Let's get to that now. Hey, I'm making a new video every single day for 100 days. 100 videos, 100 days. I'm looking for guitar students. I do one-to-one, and I also teach groups. I do both face-to-face and online. So hit me up on Patreon, link below. If maybe you'd like some support in moving forward, I can do so wherever you are in the world. I'd welcome the opportunity. Let's get back to it. So, first of all, I thought I'd see what it's like with the strap quite low for those people who like to play, well low. And it's not bad, but at all. But I'm finding that I prefer it a bit higher. Maybe. So you can see that was very easy to adjust. It is, it's a bit like a car seat. So it's not material that I go, oh, that's beautiful. It's well functional. Very easy to just unclip and adjust. So this is the sort of position that I actually feel the most comfortable with it. It's absolutely great for my, I'm not going to get any carpal tunnel or anything when, this is much like a classical guitarist would hold a guitar. And generally, I'm a lot more like a rocker. I have my guitars strung lower than this, but this is what I found is comfortable for this instrument. I did have a concern about this because the strap connects here, where you'd expect, but here. I was like, oh, well, isn't it just going to go like that every time every time I'm not actually holding on to it? Just going to move the camera back a little bit. There you go. So as you can see, I can let go, and if I jiggle, it is going to sag. But because the neck's got hardly any weight in it at all, it's just not a problem. Which it was a concern. That's why I'm mentioning it. It was a concern before I got it, and actually I found it's just not a concern at all, which is a relief, a big relief. Now, one of the reasons I went for this is the number one reason is the price, and at £230 something, so under £240 for an instrument that's of a good quality, which I definitely think this is. I mean, everything's nicely engineered. It feels like it's got some quality to it. So, 240 quid. Great. I was going to say never going to, but here I am. So evidently it's not the case that never. But I always play with my Katana Go headphone amp. I like lots of effects. This, what you're listening to now, is just what's coming out of the headphone socket. So this is as close as I can give you as to what it will sound to you straight on headphones or on earbuds. And to be honest with you, I am really impressed. This is I'm going to go through both the pickups. You've got 3 settings. You can have the single coil, or both the single coil and humbucker, or just the humbucker. And there's a tone control, which has a huge amount of range on it. And because I always play through loads of effects, I thought that just the dry signal from this would never be anything I would be happy with. And actually, this that's fine. I mean, the first day I got this, I was really busy. I didn't have a chance to open the box until 1 o'clock in the morning. Wifey was in bed. I just grabbed it, took it into the kitchen, and just plugged earphones on it. And I was playing for an hour. I'm really impressed with just the sound straight out of the box. Even though I won't generally, be using it like this. I wanted to give you a chance to hear it. So let's just switch through. This is as I say, this is the single coil. But just, I'm not going to try and give you 10 different versions of the single coil. I'm going fully treble. So that's fully treble. Which I'd never have it set on. This is fully bass, still only on the single coil pickup. Again, I would never have it set like that. But you can hear how wildly different they are. So this tone control really gives you a lot of scope for dialing in, your preferred tone. And generally, tone control, maybe not surprising, somewhere in the middle is what I'll tend to settle upon. It's got a nice twang to it. Nice. Humbucker on its own. So, similarly, full treble on the humbucker. Sorry. Full bass on the humbucker. And probably unsurprising, as with possibly most electric guitars, just my personal preference is I'll often go on to the single coil for some picking and twanging. But in general, I'm liking this, which is in the middle position. So I've got both the humbucker and the single coil pickup. This is full treble with both. Full bass with both. Which I think is pretty horrible, if I'm honest, but kind of in the middle, both pickups. I like this a lot. So yeah, this is how it sounds. If I was, it's as close as I can get you. I mean, I am going through my equipment. I'm actually going through an RC600 looper, which I'm not using. I mean, I think it's true bypass, and a fairly cheap mixing desk, and quite some amount of cable before it gets to my computer, and then finally gets digitized and squirted down Thinternet to your ears. So I can only guess it's an approximation, but I have to say I'm pleased with how it sounds. I think it's got a huge range of tonal qualities, and of all of it, I mean, I'm not hearing buzz, even though I'm going through a couple of pieces kit and probably 5 to 8 meters of cabling. I'm not hearing any buzzing. So, yeah, very pleased with how it sounds, just with no effects whatsoever, even though all of the time I'm going to be playing with effects. And I do love effects, so I thought dry like this, I thought would make my toes curl, and it'd be like, oh, no. I can't play without reverb. I'm used to stereo everything and loads of effects. So big thumbs up from me on just how it sounds straight out of the headphone socket. So this is more indicative of how I'll actually be using it. I've got a Katana Go headphone amp, which wifey bought me for my birthday last year. They were discontinued, and thankfully are back again, because I think they're absolutely fabulous. I haven't tweaked this Katana Go, even though I've had it months. This is as it came out of the box. And I will be, now that I've got the guitar that I will be using with the Katana Go all the time, and my full travel setup, I will be Bluetoothing it to my phone and setting it up for this guitar. So some of the settings, this setting's a little bit too reverby for me, and I might be looking to thicken the signal up a bit, but I wanted you to have a feel for what it's like with the effects and with the Katana Go. Anyway, this isn't about the Katana Go, so let's stop there, Robin. That gives you an idea. Now, what I've settled upon in the end is a bit of an odd thing, which I will show you. This is what I decided to go with as an amplifier. So it's absolutely not meant for guitars in any way whatsoever. It's a Soundcore Bluetooth speaker. It's actually got 5. It's got a bass and a tweet times 2 and a surround sound speaker on the top. So it's got 5 speakers in it. And I don't know if it's even worth me showing you what this sounds like, because you're then only going to be able to hear it through my iPhone, what my iPhone microphone picks up, and that's not really accurate to what it sounds like. But I spent 150 quid on this particular speaker. I settled on this because it's got a 3.5mm auxiliary input. I mean, various other reasons as well, but that's the crucial bit. And I just want to say to you that, there's no reason why you shouldn't go down this option, because I've found that it works fine. You can get smaller and cheaper versions than this. I mean, in fact, the first time I went through Wi-Fi's little Bluetooth speaker, and that was like 20 or 30 quid. The reason I went for this one is because I do want to be... I'm curious. I want to be open to all possible situations. Generally, I'm only playing for fun, and I'll be playing when I'm, just for me or just for me on Wi-Fi. However, I would like the option to busk or play with other people around a fire or a party where lots of people are talking, and that's why I got this, so that I'd be loud enough. So what I usually do, my full setup. The Hush X, into the Katana Go, into an RC30 loop pedal, and then into this, which is, I have to say, sounding fabulous. I mean, I may well go busking in a local town in the not too distant, and I'll, you can listen to. I'll do a video on that. But that's it for now. I highly recommend this. I think it's a fabulous piece of kit for the price. I mean, when I first got it, the frets were a tiny bit scratchy, and I needed to play it for an hour to sort of get rid of that, do a few bends, and that's all gone now. It's not quite as nice as my PRS, but PRS guitars, I'm playing PRS guitars exclusively now, and they're about 1,500 quid new for a cheap one. This is only 240 quid. It's unfair to compare them, and yet when I do compare them, I'm telling you that this comes off very favourably. It's a nice instrument, and I think for 240 quid, can you go wrong? I'm suggesting you can't.